Welcome back to the Buds in the Box podcast. Before we get started, make sure you guys go check the description for the giveaway details. All you have to do is like, subscribe, and then comment which player and jersey you want on the back of that jersey. You'll be entered for a chance to win a free jersey. Leafs game. Not maybe our favorite game, but definitely an entertaining one. 5-3 Leafs win against the Flames. This time a little bit different, though. Jack Campbell in net and Jacob Markstrom in net. And it didn't look good from the start. I'll tell you that much. Flames pounce on the Leafs early, and they get that chance that was saved by God Almighty himself, Travis Dermott. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, just unbelievable stick work by him to keep the game at 0. Leafs power play continues to struggle. I mean, finally they got a goal, but we'll get into that when the time comes. And Jack Campbell continues to look sharp. But the first period, it wasn't the entertaining game that was the like the theme throughout the night. But then we get into the second period. That's where it starts to ramp up. The Leafs, like, they're badly outshot in the first period, and I mean, happened the last game. The Flames came into the second period with momentum, quickly changed up, which was very good and different from last game. It's good to see changes. 3 minutes in, Spezza scores from Kerfoot. Very good play by that third line. They continue to grind and they get a goal in a much needed time. What do you guys think about that one?
Yeah, it was Spezza. He found on the first shot, and then he put in the second one. So, it's good to always follow your shot and get every chance possible, right?
Of course. Those goals are tough to save for goalies, right? Right in front of the net, just scramble, Jude. I know as a goalie, do you find those shots difficult to save when you
Yeah,
just
well,
can't track the puck?
yeah, for sure. You're looking through all the legs. You can't see really where the puck is. You're trying to find sticks, socks. You're trying to differ everything, and just try to work it all through in those couple of seconds. And then you think, oh, that's probably one of my teammates' stick. And then you see the puck comes towards you. And yeah, scrums are. That's why the announcer's voice start getting louder and higher around when the puck's in front of the net, because it's always that's a high risk area.
Yeah, those ones must suck to let in as well because you can't really see it. There's nothing you can do except hope for the best.
Yeah.
So that goal created a lot of offense after that, though. The Leafs tied the shots. It was 14-6, and then I believe it was like 17-17 eventually. They started to create offense, and Matthews from Nylander and Brody, just a goal that we've been dying to see for a while. That classic toe drag, the Matthews signature shot, and we haven't seen it for a while. He finally scores a goal like that. It was just a relief, and I mean, it's safe to say that Matthews is 100% back from his wrist injury, as we've seen through the past like probably 5 or 6 games. And it's just,
Yeah, I
as
mean,
a Leafs fan, it's awesome.
if not 100, pretty close.
Yeah, like 98.
He's definitely couple weeks ago, like even a week ago, you're not seeing that shot from Matthews.
Oh no, you're not.
So to see him shoot the puck like that and to see it go in like that, it's just feels really good to see as a fan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And prior to that goal, I'm pretty sure he was I'm not sure when it was, but when he had the puck on the blue line and he fanned on it, and then the Flames went the other way. That's another nerve wracking scene, right? But I
Yeah.
think that was before it, but so he made up for it.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
it was definitely a relief for Leafs fans.
For sure.
But just like Felly was saying yesterday, late goals kill you, and he has a lot of experience in that field. Um, I mean, if you let in a late goal, it just kills momentum, especially going into a third period that was so important. And with 2 minutes left, Mangiapane scores, and I mean, you felt that kill the Leafs momentum, and we saw it go into the third period because 4 minutes in, just a weird one off the face-off. They're battling for it, and it tipped off Dermott's skate and
Mhm.
went 5-hole on Jack Campbell. He didn't really see it coming, or he didn't really know how to react. So, I mean, that was just a fluky
Well,
one. Flames tie it.
first of all, that guy Mangiapane is a Leaf killer. He's just
Oh
like
yeah, he's
that
so
guy
good.
just scores against the Leafs and no one else. It's so
Yeah.
weird, but uh, I mean, his goal was whatever, and then that goal, it's even though it did get redirected, that's not usually something that Campbell lets in.
Mhm.
So a little weird to see that, but I think, every goalie has their ups and downs, and that's just like, if that's his biggest down, then we're fine,
Yeah, I
Well, I
mean,
mean,
go
he's
ahead, Jude.
human, right? So
Pardon?
Yeah, he's bound to make a mistake.
he's a human being. He's gonna lose a game, no matter. He's made history right now for tying, and he's bound to lose one eventually. But right now, touch wood, thank God, whatever. Um, that he isn't human right now, but he'll let in those goals, and luckily, we're scoring on the power play. Also, you got to take one to get one, but as Felly said, but yeah, for sure. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah. And then a few minutes later, about 3 minutes later, Simmonds scores from Engvall and Matthews. Now, I love this goal. Okay. I went to the washroom for this and I missed it. And I saw the replay and I was like, wow, what a play from Simmonds. Matthews passed the puck to Engvall and Engvall just reads the play like 200 IQ. Simmonds is on the ground and he kind of like pokes it in like a pool cue. And I mean, the effort, like that's what we get for Simmonds. That's what we need from him. And he's the type of guy that can do that. He just puts us back in the game, whether it's being fights or goals or something like that. Um, and I mean, it was a wonderful goal. Do you guys have anything to say on it or to add?
I was just super hyped about it. I thought it was awesome to see. Um, I don't know. For some reason, I've just seen a lot of talk about Simmonds recently, and just watching him get that goal. Like it wasn't a highlight one, but it was cool. It was just everything. That whole play, everything that happened leading up to it, and just the goal overall. It was awesome, and it was a big goal, right? So
Yeah,
I
he
like
had that little celebration at the end where, everyone was when he's tapping gloves, they're pulling harder, they're getting them going, and then he points to Campbell at the end of the line. So
yeah.
it's good to see. And then this is where it really started to ramp up. 3 minutes after that, just an absolute blow to this power play, like complete blow, shorthanded goal. I don't remember who passed it to Backlund, but I think Backlund was on a 2-on-1 with someone, and then they passed it back, and he just put it into the empty net. Jack Campbell made a sprawling attempt to poke check and block the pass, but it just wasn't enough. And I
I
heard
think he
you
was.
on
I
the
think he
live
was more,
stream.
yeah. I think he was more playing the shot
Mm-hmm.
because on a 2-on-1, why? When are they getting three passes out? That's 1, 2, and or yeah, 1, 1, 2. Wait, I don't know. I blanked there, but I'm pretty
It
sure.
went across,
Yeah, it went across
and then it
first.
went back.
No, okay. Two passes on a 2-on-1, right? Like you don't see that often. So I think he was
Oh, it's
playing that
usually.
shot because that would have been a one-timer, right? That would have been like the Draisaitl and McDavid play, that like against the Oilers, right? So I think he was more squaring up to that shot, or not really squaring, but desperation to that shot, and like that's Tavares' puck. I said that in the stream, right?
Yeah,
Back checker's puck. That first pass got through. Bad luck. Tavares has to be back there to make sure that second pass doesn't get through.
Hey, I mean, yeah, like I agree. I mean, that's the first guy back's job is the defenseman takes one guy, the first guy back takes the other guy. It's a known, it's a known hockey rule. But Tavares, all in all, he's playing like a superstar again.
This is
I want to knock on wood. And but he's like John Tavares the last two games.
yeah.
yeah.
Like I don't know. I just
I
feel
love
so
this.
much
I
better.
love this so much.
The offense
Like
is
I feel,
flowing.
yeah, I just feel so much better about him. Also, I don't know. I'm just thinking of it now, but when you were saying Wayne Simmonds like going by the bench, pointing to Campbell, like whatever, one of my favorite things like is scoring a goal and then going by the bench and like the goalie being like, when the like a goalie will come.
On the
Well,
top of the circle?
last year my goalie would come out to the top of the circle, and whenever I scored a goal, he would he'd come up to the top of the circle and be a part of like the
Oh, really?
yeah. So I love that. I
Oh,
love
you
like
like that, eh?
letting the goalie in on the celly.
Huh.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
They seem to really like him, and I mean it's bringing some heart to the team, and they're basically like trying to win for him, keep that streak alive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, as much as that goal was a blow, the unthinkable happens when you least expect it. 0 for 29 on the power play. They score a power play goal. Matthews gets
Finally.
a second of the game. And I mean, I said it last podcast. When they finally break this streak, it's going to feel so good. And it couldn't have come at a better time. Tie
And
game.
it couldn't have come from a better player either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was
Right?
just a
Like that's
scramble
exactly the
opportunity.
guy you need to score on a power play. Also, big difference in that power play. Zach Hyman's out there winning battles in front of the net.
Yep.
That's huge. Like I know I said load up the power play. That power play was loaded up. That had Tavares, Matthews, Marner, Riley. The only difference was that Hyman was out there instead of Nylander, and I think that's perfect because Hyman just is such a he's just such a heart. He's got such a big heart. Like
Yeah.
he just always works really hard and gets pucks and battles in front of the net, and that's how they scored that goal. So I think maybe switching up, putting Hyman there. Don't change what's not broken. So if something's working a little bit, even if it works once, try it again next game, right? So maybe we'll see that next game. That's what I'm thinking. No expert, but that's what I'm thinking. We'll see.
Yeah, right now the solution to the Leafs' problem seems to be Hyman. So, I mean, stick with it. A little interesting stat that I found. I'll read this out to you guys. In the last 65 years, 2 teams have had a longer point streak than the Leafs without scoring a power play goal. So there's been 2 teams in NHL history that have had more than a longer drought of playoff power play goals. Sorry, and it was the 2013 Chicago Blackhawks that won the Stanley Cup, and the 2019-2020 COVID Cup champions, the Tampa Bay Lightning.
No way.
So, I mean, maybe that's a sign. Definitely knock on wood again. I feel like we're knocking on wood a lot.
Yeah.
But
3 times.
yeah, it's assisted by Tavares and Hyman. That was just, I jumped out of my seat. I was screaming, "Let's go!" And it couldn't have happened at a better time.
And then
yeah, go ahead.
What was it, like a minute and a half later, 2 minutes later?
A minute and a half.
Tavares,
yeah.
That goal, that was it.
That was so good. And that's the insurance marker. And that's why, as much as everyone will say, and I'm not one to, talk, but a lot of people will say Matthews and Marner are obviously the most important guys on the team, and Hyman. I believe that fully too. But to me, if I had to make a rankings list, Tavares, as much as he makes mistakes, as much as whatever, he is the most important guy on the team.
Captain.
Because he's the captain. He rallies the guys together. He does things behind the scenes that we don't see on camera. Matthews and Marner overshadow him because he is the second line center. That's not because he's a skill of a second line center. That's because the two of the best players in the league are on the first line. On any other team except basically Edmonton, he's a first line center. So he is getting a little bit overshadowed. But to me, he if he's on, the Leafs can't lose because you have to take care of 2 lines. You can't just put I remember a couple playoffs ago, Chara would just go out against Matthews. And there was nothing the Leafs could do about it. It was just Chara versus Matthews, shut him down the entire playoff series. Tavares comes in, and what are you going to do? You can't put 2 Charas on the ice against Tavares and Matthews, right? So you got 2 lines, and when they're both hot, like they were today, there's really nothing a team can do against it.
No. Exactly.
Yeah. I agree. When their key players are on, the Leafs are an unstoppable force.
Yeah.
And they played the defense they needed after that goal, and it was just lights out. Around the last 50 seconds of the game, Matthew Tkachuk made an amazing play to get around the defense, and Campbell was just there to stone him. And that just shows the Leafs are in sync, and they're ready for the playoffs right now. With this win, Jack Campbell moves to 9-0-0, tying Felix Potvin's record of most consecutive wins as a Toronto goalie.
Yeah.
And
one more, and he ties Carey Price's record of 10 in a row.
Yeah, like this is coming from a backup goalie that wasn't supposed to be here. This is an incredible story.
I mean, this is where you kind of look and go, "Oh, did Dubas know something that we didn't?"
Yeah, I was thinking that
did Dubas know something that no one knew? that this guy was like actually. Well, the thing is, he's 11th overall pick.
Yeah.
People know he's a good goalie. You can't be bad and get drafted in the first round as a goalie, let alone 11th overall as a goalie. That's crazy, right? That's like almost unheard of. Like there's one goalie every like 4 or 5 years that gets drafted in the first round,
Yeah, like Askarov, and he's supposed to be the next Carey Price, but he dropped
right? So that's the thing. So I guess Dubas might have, seen something, and his numbers haven't been great, but I know he played for the Sioux for a little, didn't he, Eric?
The Greyhounds.
Campbell. Didn't he play for Sioux for like a year?
The Greyhounds.
Yeah,
I can look that up if you want.
Campbell. Okay, maybe he didn't, but
I think you're right.
I don't know. I don't know if he did, but I don't know. Either way, I mean, if he did know something that no one knew at the time, then that's just hats off to Dubas.
Yeah,
And like he's made some amazing moves. Galchenyuk. No one thought that was like everyone thought that was kind of weird. Look at him now. Like Galchenyuk's doing pretty well. So
it's.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to compare this to basketball. I don't want to like jinx it or say anything like that, but I'm just gonna put that out there. You kind of feel like this is like Masai Ujiri territory with like Kawhi and all that stuff, right?
yeah, I mean
Feels
the
like it.
superstars are here. The Kyle Lowry is here. Hyman. The defense is here. Brody. So all the pieces are there.
100%.
It's just got to be put together, and maybe that's not this year, maybe that's not next year, but it's soon.
Yeah.
And that's all. Like it maybe the first step is getting past the first round.
Yeah.
Okay. And the good news this year is we don't have to play Boston or Tampa. So
We get to play the Habs.
if the Leafs can get past the first round, that's a win in my eyes. That's what we're waiting for, right? We've never witnessed a Leafs win a first round. I don't think you guys were alive. I was alive, but you guys weren't alive. I think the last time they won was 2002.
Yeah, 2002, yeah.
And it was in May, so you guys weren't alive, but I was.
Wow, that's a subtle brag.
Yeah, I was actually named. Well, my middle name is Alan because my grandfather, but also this guy named Alan McCauley scored the game-winning goal in overtime
Oh,
for the
really?
Leafs. Yeah, so
That's crazy.
on the way home from the hospital, so I think this is part of the story why my middle name is Alan.
So you bleed blue right from the womb.
Exactly.
And I guess we'll wrap it up here if you guys have nothing other to say.
Oh,
that didn't make sense.
Nothing other to say.
Nothing other to say. That was poor grammar. That was bad
Poor grammar's Eric's.
But yeah, I'll just wrap it up with my final thoughts. Definitely not the defense we're accustomed to, especially with Jack Campbell in net with that low goals against average. But it's gonna happen every once in a while, and his stats are still unbelievable. It was a lot more entertaining though from an NHL fan perspective, and we got the win, we got the goals, everyone's happy, and I guess we'll do it again against Montreal on Wednesday.
Yes,
So.
Yeah. So this has been the Buds in the Box. Thank you for listening on YouTube or watching on YouTube. My bad. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Enter the giveaway. It's free. And if you're listening on Spotify or any other podcast streaming site, thank you for listening. We will see you guys on Thursday morning. Thank you guys for watching. Bye for now.